I'm Frank Sesno at Planet Forward and talking today to Mark Starik. He's a professor of business at the George Washington University School of Business. Mark, you do a lot of consulting with businesses on this whole issue of climate. If one of these businesses comes to you and says, we want to reduce our carbon footprint, what's the first thing you tell them?
Pay attention. That's the most important thing.
What does that mean?
That is, identify who it is that can help you out, where you can get some information, do an inventory, an overall assessment of where you're at regarding your overall climate footprint, and then start making some plans to do something about it.
How do they determine that? How do people find out what they need to pay attention to?
Well, one thing you can do, of course, is to look outside and identify those people that have already done this. So if there's been anyone else in your industry, any nonprofit organizations, governments, and of course universities have people that have done consulting with businesses that have that needed this kind of assistance.
Do you sense a genuine desire on the part of businesses to be addressing the carbon footprint issue now with so much noise out there about this?
I do. Of course, there's a full range, just like there's a full range of individuals who are paying attention to it and doing something about it. But certainly on the international scene, major organizations, for instance, all those who participate in the World Business Council for Sustainable Development are very actively involved in developing plans and implementing them to reduce their individual and collective carbon footprints. And many, many other organizations, business, government, and nonprofits around the world have attempted to start some kind of climate action plan.
We do this climate action plan. If a business comes to you and says, Mark, tell us how to reduce our carbon footprint, is this about PR and spin, or is this about dollars and cents? What are their motivations?
There are those motivations and others. Certainly everyone likes to look good, and so there is a PR angle to it. It's certainly, but it should be part of your marketing. If you're doing a good job, you should tell people about it. There's no usefulness in stealth greening. So the idea here is basically to make sure that you know what you're doing, to start it and get it done right.
What is the most innovative idea, or a couple of the most innovative ideas, actual things that businesses have done that you've seen?
Right. Well, very large world-renowned retailer, for instance, has identified that in addition to all of their products that they are retailing, they are contacting their suppliers and giving them an overall sustainability inventory to fill out. And they've encouraged now their multiple tens of thousands of employees, or they call them associates, around the world to develop personal sustainability plans. And they've supported those personal sustainability plans by allowing people to identify what it is they can do as individuals in their own lives, both personally and professionally, to advance sustainability.
And reduce their carbon footprint?
Of course.
Well, when you say they've supported them, I mean, are they paying them? Are they giving them time off? What's that really mean?
They are encouraging them to start with, to meet together. There is a bit of time investment there, but mostly what they're getting is a lot of pats on the back and, of course, recognition. Many of the associates in this particular organization that have personal sustainability plans have been put on video and have been shown worldwide to not just people throughout that company, but also in many other venues.
Biggest challenge?
Walking the talk. It's certainly, if you've got a plan, you want to make sure that it's real, that it's been well researched, and that you actually put it into effect.
So now that we've seen Massachusetts put a Republican in, we are hearing a lot of talk here in Washington that cap and trade isn't going to happen. If cap and trade doesn't happen, and after Copenhagen, which is widely seen as not, leading to a dramatic breakthrough, where does that leave business in terms of planning or the political pressure to make change?
Mostly the political pressure then is going to come from lower levels of government here in the United States. States and localities are moving in the direction of various kinds of climate action plans. And businesses need to comply. Businesses can lead those efforts, certainly be involved in the planning and implementation of them. And so it's still happening, it's just not happening at the federal level. Of course, any businesses that want to sell overseas or have any major international activities need to pay attention to other countries and their cap and trade or climate tax programs.
Mark Starik, if anybody is watching this and has a question for you, may they contact you here at Planet Forward?
Certainly.
All right. All right. We're good for that. So if you have a question for Mark Starik, he's a professor of business here at the George Washington University. He's a member of Planet Forward, and you can reach him planetforward.org.